It's where I take over. It's where I do my best work. This is my environment. It's where I become the animal. People just very rarely see this other side to me, but you're going to get a full bore Dan Reeve right now. Let's fucking go. Good start, good start.
So now we've run a business, trying to train, be a dog dad.
I work it around me. It's like, even from, what, 2013, 2014, even going back to London, I'd always train around my shift, so it'd always be either before 2 o'clock or after 2 o'clock. Then being that important, the training fell at, like, we always had no sessions between 11 and 1.
Yeah.
So I'd always train 11 till 1.
Yeah.
So even now, I'll eat the frog early in the morning, get out, walk the dogs, have a bit of food, or have a coffee, probably not even any food. Then I'll eat the frog as in get my big task done for the day when I'm feeling freshest, caffeinated. And then by 11 I'm ready, like, right, okay, now I'm gonna go train, had some food, stuff's got in my system, I'm woken up properly, testosterone's at a good level now. And then for me, like, calls and stuff is easy, I enjoy them. So like, in the afternoon where you're potentially going to get that lull, I'll take calls from 11 till 5 or 6, have calls all in the afternoon. Yeah. So get the crap done in the morning, then train when I want to train, eat, and then I'll do the calls.
We were saying that when we had the event the other week, it was like, all you need is just some momentum and just some quick wins. Yeah. That's all that you basically want.
Out of the way.
Yeah.
Like for me, if it's a programming perspective, I'll look at the list of 15, 20 people and I'm like, right, what are 3 or 4 I can get done? They're going to be like good quick ones, get them going, then I'll be like, right, what's a big fucking one I've got to actually really think about, then I'll get that one, but I've already gained the momentum to get the day going then.
Yeah. So interesting, because I'm just a complete polar opposite. So I used to train like 12, probably like 12 till 2, 12 till 3. Back in the day, I'd probably block off 12 till 5 to train when I was bodybuilding. Hour before, foam roll, stretch, pre-workout, get yourself psyched up, and then you would go, and then I'd have post-workout, about a kilo of Cocoa Pops, and then I'd just sit and lie in a heap. Whereas now it's like, if I don't train first thing in the morning, if I don't train between 7 and 8, it just doesn't get done. So I just have to. It just takes over. Yeah, that's what I mean. And when you think about obviously trying to get to the gym, train, get back, I just lose so much momentum. So like we always just train 7 till 8, and then back, shower, food, and then just straight into a work block until 5, 6 o'clock, and then walk the dog, and then that's it. But it's just, there's no right or wrong. It's just trying to figure out what actually works and aligns with you. But I just see with a lot of people, it's like when you train during the day, it takes up such a big chunk of your day, especially if you've got to travel to the gym. It's like, then obviously you're at the back.
I've got the luxury that it's literally outside the door and I can be there within 30 seconds.
But in saying that, one thing that I always said is, I used to say this to Mark, we used to have conversations, it's like, actually, do you know what, you're building a business to be able to give yourself freedom, and it was like the freedom that I always wanted was, can I just have more freedom to train, more like an athlete? So it was like, actually, do you know what, but at the minute, just that morning train just, it certainly sets me up. It's definitely not optimal from an energetic and just from a strength perspective, but in terms of just like consistency and routine, so much better.
Whereas for me, it's all about fucking me. He's all about the fucking client. He wants to make sure they're all set. I'm all about fucking me to start with. I fucking train when I want to fucking train. That's why he's the big guy, fucking running the company. And I'm the little fucking minion.
Big arms, fast marathons, hybrid, isn't it?
This is what we call hybrid training. We're combining bodybuilding with running. And you just fuse the two together. The way we do it differently to everyone else is that people try to be scientific about it and like concurrently mold these two things where they listen to the athlete's needs, whereas we just go, here's a marathon plan, here's a bodybuilding plan, do the whole fucking thing and do not fucking ever back off. I don't want to hear you fucking whinging about injuries, shin splints, sore elbows. Nah. Just crack the fuck on. Did you drop the weight over here? Yeah. That's cute. I do that all day, man.
I'm here for volume, mate.
I'm gonna be here all day.
I'm here for volume.
If you could just not put this anywhere near the inset so my parents can't see it because I don't know I've got any tattoos. I only wear long sleeve tops around then. Be honest, right, with the ceilings, yeah? This fucking looks sick.
Hey, how are we? First YouTube in a good number of years. I tried years ago. There's some stuff in the archive of JP, probably about 10 kilos heavier than what I am now, back in the bodybuilding days. So we are currently in Manchester, running our first Get Shit Done day of 2025. And when I was reflecting on last year, one of the biggest regrets that I had from a business perspective was not documenting even more just the stuff that we're up to. So last February we ran an event at Old Trafford with 130 of our coaches, incredible training session, and it was just an unbelievable experience. And not even the documentation just from an external and outward perspective, but even for me and us to be able to look back on. The same with the Algarve. And when we run these events, I think it's the stuff that happens behind the scenes, the stuff that you don't see, that can be so powerful. So we made a commitment that in 2025, we're now going to bring Mr. Theo with us, and we were just going to document some of the stuff that was going on before, during, after, and just give you a little bit of an inside scoop into what it is that we get up to. So first Get Shit Done day in Manchester. We've then got another one in Glasgow, Bristol, back in Manchester. We've got 3 events out in Portugal. So a big year, and our biggest year of in-person events to date. And the Get Shit Done days actually came through an idea that Ben and Alex had, which is when you bring people together and in a room, we can talk about information and we can deliver presentations and provide strategies and frameworks and oversights. And it's great because obviously there's that sense of belonging and connection, and we train and we eat, and it's brilliant. But your actions are the only ground that you stand on. And one thing that we realized is when you put yourself into an immersive environment where everybody's got intentionality, actions, and clear direction around what they need to do, what they need to focus on, and what needs to be the priority, the amount of work that you can get done in a couple of hours in comparison to what you've been able to do in the last 30 days is unbelievable. So our mission with every single one of these events is how can we get our coaches to do more work on their business and grow their business more in the next 3 hours than they have done in the last 30 days as an absolute minimum. And if nothing else, set a new level of standard in terms of the capacity, the way in which they now need to operate and behave, which they can then obviously carry forth. Because when you run your own business, there's no framework, there's no like manual, there's no guide, there's no like this is what you need to do. You're often just left to your own discretion, and you actually don't know whether what you're doing is enough, whether you're being effective. So being able to come into a room where we can have that real level of immersion will just, every single time that we do this, even on Zoom, just really raises and elevates the standard. So looking forward to giving you a little bit of an insight. And this for you is just an opportunity to be immersed with other people who are going on the very similar and very same journey as you. And a real chance for you to be able to challenge your current level of thinking. So the real kind of key objectives that we're going to go through today is number one is going to be actually getting really, really clear over what's the problem to promise, how can you make it simple, how can you make it easy, how you can make it obvious. Because if I was to say to you, okay, today guys, we're basically going to look at your strategic business oversight. We're going to go through your campaign targets. We're then going to look at your marketing, lead generation, lead nurture. We're then going to look at we're going to look at optimizing that, creating opt-ins, segmenting the different campaigns that you can now start to work with people. We're going to go through your sales process, and then what we're going to look at is the upsell, the client ascension, your client delivery process, and how you're going to scale your business. Would you know what I was fucking talking about? No, I don't even know what I'm talking about. Yeah? So whereas if I say, right, we're going to get you really clear over your problem to promise, and we're going to make it simple, easy, and obvious, we're going to now position you as the authority and the go-to. We're then going to create 5 to 10 pieces of content, and then we're going to get you to get a fuck ton of people to put their hands in the air to now be able to work with you. Does that make sense? Yeah. This is exactly what the majority do when it comes to content creation, marketing, and actually now being able to sell your business. We speak in version A, which is so difficult and so complex that people don't understand because it's in riddles. Therefore, they have to burn so many calories that they don't actually know what it is that you do and how it is that you now do it. So you want to be able to walk away today with a level of just absolute fucking potency of going, right, okay, do you know what? I'm now going to be the market leader within my niche. I'm going to be positioning myself as the go-to, and I'm now going to be able to create and share big ideas, which is going to take people from here to here,
and it's going to ultimately now lead you to be able to put more profit into the bank account. Here's something you're not currently aware of that I'm going to tell you ahead of time that you need to consider when you're thinking about. Now you're attacking all of a sudden somebody that's now unaware. I actually didn't even think about that. And that's not going to land with them straight away. But then when it happens, it'll be a bit like, you know, when a parent or a family member or a friend's now told you something, you've gone, fuck off. And then literally about 6 weeks later, you're like, shit, they were right. Oh, I remember when that person said that thing. Yep, you were unaware at that time. Somebody said something, it didn't now land, but then 6 weeks later, you've walked straight into something. You've gone, wow, okay, that's aware. Now what have you done? You've now made them basically aware of a problem that they've now got. You've now got this problem. All right, now I'm going to basically give you some answers and some solutions as to how you can now basically fix that problem. All right, that's amazing, brilliant. Okay, then once they now know how to basically get from problem to promise and they're now solution aware, this is the solution to the problem. How do I now basically get the answers? Well, this is the person I now need to work with. You take that first step, then you're going to take that next 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 step. That is your customer journey. The problem is, if you're trying to market all of this, they're not even aware of that right now. All that they're aware of is basically, how do I get to here? So you think, all right, how much of my content now aligned to that type of perfect client? So you'll realize that when you get messages back from your clients, you'll actually probably realize that a lot of what you've been marketing is like actually what they really wanted was just simple and easy. Simple, easy, obvious. Creating is obviously delivery systems, operations, developments, improvements, and how can I actually now create a stronger customer ascension model that's going to bring people into my world, keep people into my world, and actually how can I continue to scale and grow? Yeah, they're the two biggest things that you've now got to be focusing on. But the majority in here need to be doing this, and then obviously off the back of that, being able to then work on obviously how can I become even more efficient to be able to create more space so I don't over-deliver. Yes guys, just finished up our Get Shit Done day. Incredible, 30 of our coaches locked in to 3 hours of total immersion of just working on them and their business. And whilst we've ran events with 100, 120, 130 people before, there's nothing better than actually being in a room where it's just small, intimate. We can just now work on a one-to-one level, and self-directed learning is great. Working on a one-to-one capacity with our coaches is great, but when you put yourself in a room where everybody's energy and focus is centered around like one key objective, just the questions, the aha moments and the light bulb moments can just be the game changer. So really, really cool, and looking forward to running plenty more. Now going to head for some lunch and head for some food. One thing that we love to do is break bread and train, because the physical connection brings people together. Breaking bread, I think, is just one of the greatest experiences that we can now have as humans. So whenever we run an event, we always like to get a good restaurant, get some good food, get some good coffee, and also just have some good conversation as well, because building a business can be difficult, challenging, hard, lonely, isolating. So being in a room with other people who get it, where your abnormal behavior is normal behavior, is huge.